Started to feel like shit heading to the worst. I wouldn't even make a dial if you put me on the climb. Let me be there for a while. When I look into your eyes, I don't see the same smile. Probably blame me for the drugs I was on them before you found me.
Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Matt B, aka PiFF. Thank you for checking out another video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tell me what you think about the video down below. If you disagree with what I say by the end of the video, feel free to hit that dislike button. Don't matter to me. YouTube don't pay me anyway. And if you enjoyed this Call of Duty content, yeah, feel free to hit that like button as well. So yeah, man, I had to come on because I'm pretty sure everybody knowing by now, man, I am a fan of the young man Kyle Rittenhouse. And as of news that came out earlier today, that the charges of him shooting the other, the 3 protesters or rioters or whatever y'all want to call them, Black Lives Matter, Antifa individuals, he has been letting off. He has, he beat his case. It's the crazy thing, man. When the amount of hate and being viral and there's always 2 sides of the coin. There's a lot of people who hated him for what he did, and then there's a lot of people who supported him what he did and felt like, hey, this is what it is. So yeah, this 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse shot 2 protesters and injured 1 more, and they go by the name of Anthony Hubert, Joseph Rosenbaum. I'm pretty sure y'all done heard those guys' name a lot in the past month or 2, and a lot of people calling them heroes and taking up for those guys that and pretty much to me enticed and caused their own demise. But RIP to those guys as well, because they probably felt like what they're doing was right as well. So we don't want to blame anybody for causing their own death or whatever, but not to make light of the situation or whatnot. Lake County Sheriff Attorney's Office reviewed the evidence to determine if he was guilty or not, and if any crimes was committed at the time. And there was no evidence that physically possessed that the gun was physically possessed by Kyle during the riots, even though we did see him with the guns or whatnot and running with it. But we don't know for sure if those guns were actually his or whatnot. But Rittenhouse of Antioch remains held in the juvenile detention up till the 30th of October. His arrest became a rallying point for some on the right, and pretty much I'm on the right. I don't know what they're trying to get at about what they're saying about on the right and how we're taking his side and everything else, because obviously if he was on the side of the right, then that means that the people who's tearing up the city and doing all the destructive things, then they're literally saying that they're coming from the left. That's the funny thing, man. And anyways, they said a defense attorney portrayed that he was a patriot, and there's no matter what y'all see on the news and from the left, from the CNNs and I'm not gonna say Fox News because they've been fair lately, MSNBC, there's just a lot of them, man. That's why I don't really get caught up in looking at the news, because just basically how they just chopped up a whole bunch of bits and pieces, man, and put it to the people like he was an actual terrorist, and he came out there to actually cause bodily harm to individuals, when if you go do your own research, you'll see he came out there to protect. And there's a lot of people who felt some type of way about him even wanting to protect the buildings and businesses and all that, just people, residents, and period. And that's why I supported him to begin with, because I'm already feeling some type of way about these specific individuals burning down these cities and tearing things up, and we have mainly a lot of black people bagging these people up. I just wanted to add too, man, because this would have been a more serious situation than what it was if that first person that initially tried to kick him, he barely missed that guy, like barely, like a split center. He barely missed the guy. So what would it have been like? What y'all think would have happened if he would have killed the black guy first before he shot those other guys? Or do y'all think that if he would have just shot the black guy, maybe the other guys wouldn't even have got involved in a way to get themselves shot as well? I was just thinking about that. What would have really happened if, what would have really happened if he would have shot that black guy and not anybody else? But that's just a, what if situation, because at the end of the day, I know it might sound mean and harsh, but whoever would attack that young man at the end of the day, I would have still been on that young man's side. Race doesn't play a factor in the stupidity right now. And with all the facts and proof, this was a prime example of, I really caught on real quick. And if I wouldn't have went and looked up in many ways and, the research and everything and checking out different angles and different views and see what was going on with this guy, I could have possibly been on other people's side as well. And to the fact that we rather support people destroying the city over a 17-year-old child that's trying to actually, save the city from being burnt down and destroyed, all in the name of inequality or white supremacy or anything else these black people or left talking points these Democrats make up nowadays. At the end of the day, it's still not an excuse to burn and tear anything down. And also with this guy, Kyle, I'm pretty sure he didn't come with it, like I said before, he didn't come with the initial intent to try to cause harm to anybody. And to try to put it out there and like how the news just demonized the goddamn, he's at the end of the day, he's still a child, and that's why I lose disrespect for the news. And I mean, that's like open, honestly, like the news is so fake nowadays and one-sided. And I'm so thankful that I can't easily be distracted. I was just looking at some things today. And I know this is off topic or whatnot, but I was looking at some things today in 2018, and I was looking at something about the Justice Kavanaugh, if I'm saying his name correct, and he was basically talking about how he wasn't being treated fair, and he was on a stand or whatever, and he was telling the Congress, I can't remember how the meme go, but it was just basically like, I didn't even get a chance to speak for myself or something like that. And in the background, it had like Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown and a couple more other people on it. And I sat back and I checked out the comments and the memes in that meme or whatnot. And I just like thought to myself, like, man, how I'm so glad that I've grown, that I'm not affected by stuff like this, because now that I realize the way that the news is so one-sided and they're so fake, and it's just a lot of things. It takes away the credit on a lot of things. The way you still frame, the way you phrase things, the way that you use words. They didn't put a race on this guy. They didn't, just left it a whole bunch of open space for people to speculate and for people to argue and feel some type of way about this. I mean, he's a kid. No matter what way you put it, he's a kid, but he's a kid with a lot of sense. And that's why, like I said, a lot of people were, quick to support this guy, because he did something that a lot of people wish they could have done. And honestly, I know it's people out there would have wanted to do much more than what he did. But at the end of the day, all this, that's going on, it's really pointless at the end of the day. All this rioting and all this destruction and destroying your communities and everything else, man. I just think that as black people and anybody else that's looking at this, man, we have We have so many history lessons of why we shouldn't destroy our communities, i.e. Rodney King. So think about that. Thank you for checking out my video, man. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you like what you heard, hit that like button. Tell me what you think about the video down below. Hit that cash out. Peace.
Started feel like shit, heading to the worst. I wouldn't even make a dial if you put me on the climb. Let me be there for a while. When I look into your eyes, I don't see the same smile. Probably blame me for the drugs. I was on them before you found me. Seem like everybody judged me, so I ain't